Good day, friends. Good day, lovely humans. Do you ever wonder why people are hiding behind their titles, behind their names, behind their family name, or why women, per se, in most of the societies, are hiding behind the husband's last names? And this is just the first layer of obscurity why we are very often changing our, let's say, approach to who we really are. So title: Who's Lucinda Franks, or Lady BRONFMAN, or Caroline TOWSAND, and why she was just recently arrested? Well, to tell you the truth, it just came by pure and beautiful coincidence. Me doing some, silly search about this creature that I don't feel as an honest one. Well, a little bit backwards, I want to find out why Lady Anne BRONFMAN was arrested. First of all, who she is. Then I dig a bit deeper. Then I find out this Lady BRONFMAN was, unknown, let's say, family origin from the female, from the, let's say, before her married name, but she just keeps the Lady BRONFMAN title and the last name of her past husband, one of many. And Mr. BRONFMAN was Edgar BRONFMAN, who was before this lovely woman, was married with Anne Loeb, or from the family of Rhodes, in 1950s, 1953. 1973, suddenly get married with Lady Caroline TOWSAND, which is Our Little Lady. And Our Little Lady gets married before this time for Antonio Capellini. And if you check these last names of these so-called male figures in her life, are beings that they own pretty much everything what was to be owned on this planet in this, let's say, 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and started from before, yet now they just carry the name. Like royals, she became a royal by marrying into. So, after that, Lady Caroline Elizabeth Anne TOWSAND, it says that was born on 27th of September 1940. Yet Lucinda Franks is born 1943. Yet when I do the search on Lady Caroline Elizabeth TOWSAND, I got Lucinda Franks. Very untrustworthy person, yet she was the one who won a Pulitzer Prizes in 1970s. One of the youngest female Pulitzer winners ever. And you know what's Pulitzers and what is the other name? Big one in Sweden. Nobels. Nobles are only giving, let's say, the prizes to their own. And here and there they throw in some, they truly deserve some kind of recognition because they cannot avoid all world watching. So this woman, presenting now as Lucinda Franks, is the Pulitzer winner 1974 for very fake journalism about something in Jerusalem, Gaza, and so on. Like really story that is just a story. She never even, put a foot in this region, yet she got awarded. It triggered me to look into deeper because there is no picture of Lady Caroline Elizabeth TOWSAND. There's videos of her, so-called, with the Carlson not Tucker, but this other, let's say, comedian who was in 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, was like a major one. Already, you know, Methuselah of the TV and the so-called fake journalism. He was having an interview with her. And I find a torrent, I find a link, and I go there. File is not accessible. Pictures for this woman, Towsand, and are nowhere to be found. Yet all the details, when and what and how she get married with who of all these big, masters of massive obsession how to own all the world. And when you start listing just some of the properties and companies that she owns basically by marrying these three men are, for example, Coca-Cola, DuPont, MCA, Universal Studios, Universal Music, Polygram, Vivendi, Seagram, these are whiskeys, Coca-Colas, Fantas, and all the other soft shit that they are really poisoning thousands and millions of people. Warner Music Group. So, when you put all this together, it's in absolute trillions of dollars of the present value. So, how come somebody is so, let's say, lucky or, divinely guided, to put these words lightly, towards getting married only with these freaks? And she's carrying, of course, her own, let's say, ancestry attitude from her parents. So, her father, Lord Townsend, was a peerage in Great Britain. Her mother, Pamela Audrey Luby, or the old, real name, it's Lube, L-U-B-B-E. Check some of these dots that just start lining up in front of me. These being is the most richest and most influential creature on this planet. Is she part of Rockefellers? I don't think. I think she actually owns them in like her small pocket. So my question was why she was arrested. What is the reason behind her switching the name after getting married with BRONFMAN in 1973, and only after 10 days basically disappear from any kind of public life. Yet in 1973, Lucinda Franks get married with our lovely, another very, very old creature, Robert Morgenthau. So Robert Morgenthau is one of the biggest influencers in, let's say, North American financial circles. Nobody even wanna pay attention why and how. Just do the little search. Robert, M-O-R-G-N-T-A-U. So companies that he is in the ownership or part of the board or whatever, and paying them, like paying all these companies paying to him enormous amounts, all beyond really supervision of any kind of taxation office, or because you cannot find a single sheet how much taxes he paid in any of the years that he's now in his close to 190 something. Yet this Lucinda Franks claiming that she's born in 1943. So about 30 years difference. She even wrote a book that had become a major bestseller that shows how she actually contained her love for her very, very rich husband, who owns Lazard Assets Management, Bank of America Assets Financial Management, Davis Fund. If you follow tennis, you know the Davis Cup. These are the guys who are actually sponsoring all this. Shearson Assets Management, Spears Abacus Advisory Management. So one of these, I just picked Lazard Assets. At the present time, the value that they're showing, it's about 19 billion in the assets portfolio. I mean, what does it mean? They own the majority of Universal Music, Vivendi's, and many other pharmaceuticals and so on. So, question, why somebody so rich could not be able to prevent not to be arrested? Yet you're questioning, of course, with full right, how come you didn't know about this? Why are you not even hearing about it? Same things as you don't hear that Pope has been, present Pope, Francesco the first, he's absolutely criminally charged for abuse and the things of pedophilia that has been rampant, not only on church level, but on his personal level. So, process there is that he is going to be removed publicly, very publicly, for all the so-called Christians to get some kind of better knowing who they praying to. Same thing for the Miss Lucinda Franks, that suddenly she becomes a Jewish descendant, yet the Luciferian first name, disclose everything. These creatures are collecting, or they were collecting, all their assets from whenever they can. But the light, creation light, and Trump included in this creation light process, he froze all their assets. Because as soon as you become indicted, she's one of these 40-something thousand sealed indictments that Trump is very carefully feeding the public with not too much of the information, yet if you listen to Q a bit more, like QAnon, you will find out much more. But you have to start doing your own homework. You cannot just sit and wait what CNN will tell you, because they will tell you same old garbage. And if you want to listen to garbage, you will become sicker and sicker, become more afraid. So my suggestion, turn this around and start really listening to the creation light chip frequency. Ron Amitron is every single day doing a show. Every weekend he has 5, 6, 7 hours clearing shows. So join. Otherwise, you'll be really left on the margins of this planetary and galactic change. Well, let's say universal change that is happening right here in your home through your internet connection. And don't be left on the sidelines. Join.